Man, it is a good thing I am not going to give my opinion in this video. Okay, before I get into this video, you guys got to check out and pick up at least one of these solar power cells. It's portable, it's durable, and it's reliable. And if you don't have a wall outlet to charge it up, you can always throw it out in the sun and let the sun do the charging for you. It's got two outlets so you can power two devices at once. It keeps it charged for a long time, and it's got a cool flashlight that stays on forever. My link with your discount code is in the description below. Hello, boys and girls. Today, you're not going to get my opinion, but we will go over the news. This is from the Daily Caller. Poll: 75% of Americans think masks should be required in public. They say public opinion has shifted in favor of requiring masks. We're talking about mask mandates and face coverings in public amid spiking coronavirus cases and new public health guidelines across the United States. A poll released Thursday by the Associated Press Center for Public Affairs Research found that 75% of those polled were strongly or somewhat in favor of requiring people to wear masks in public when around other people. Only 13% of respondents strongly or somewhat opposed such requirements. Now, maybe we should think about what Mark Twain said about this. He said, whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, maybe it's time to stop, pause, and reflect. The majority of people want mask mandates. They want everybody else to be forced into putting a covering on their face. That's what we're talking about here. The survey also found that a majority of both Democrats and Republicans agreed with mask requirements. Among Democrats, 89% were strongly or somewhat in favor, while 59% of Republicans said the same. So you got 30% more Democrats want to issue a mask requirement over Republicans. The poll results showed 95% of Democrats and 75% of Republicans said that they wore masks when leaving the house. So they made sure their faces were covered before they left the house. Something that they never did during MERS. Something they never did during SARS or Ebola or H1N1 or bird flu or swine flu or AIDS or even TB. I don't know if you guys knew this, but in 2018, 10 million people came down with TB. You know how many people died out of that 10 million? 1.5 million. That's a 15% mortality rate. What's the mortality rate for coronavirus right now? 0.034%. And nobody wore masks for TB. Nobody wore masks for Ebola. Nobody wore masks for H1N1 or bird flu or swine flu. The survey found that 81% of Americans were at least somewhat concerned that they or a family member could be infected with the coronavirus. An overwhelming 95% of Democrats surveyed said they were at least somewhat concerned, and 64% of Republicans said the same. Now, this is what I wanted to drill down on. More than half of U.S. states have implemented mask requirements, but the issue has become politicized over concerns about civil liberties and the efficiency of masks in preventing infections. Now let's see, who could we talk to about the effectiveness and efficacy of mask wearing? Oh yeah, the manufacturers. Let's go to the manufacturer real quick. This is a box for one of the popular surgical masks, the ear loop mask. On the side of that box, we read, and PolitiFact actually printed it out for us so that we don't have to go through any trouble at all. This product is an ear loop mask. This product is not a respirator and will not provide any protections against COVID-19, coronavirus, or other viruses or contaminants. How many protections will it protect us against? None. It will not provide any protections against the virus which shall not be named. That's not my opinion. That's on the side of the box. It further states, wearing an ear loop mask does not reduce the risk of contracting any disease or infection. And yet you have the majority of the people saying, hey, we need mask mandates. Why would you need mask mandates if the mask manufacturer says it doesn't provide any protections against the virus which shall not be named? Well, what does the CDC say about this? This is from an article on the CDC. I'm going to leave all these links in the description below so you can look them up. Non-pharmaceutical measures for pandemic influenza in non-healthcare settings, personal, protective, and environmental measures. And under face masks, we read, in our systematic review, we identified 10 RCTs, that's random control trials, that reported estimates of the effectiveness of face masks in reducing laboratory confirmed influenza virus infections in the community from literature published from 1946 through July 27th, 2018. In pooled analysis, we found no significant reduction in influenza transmission with the use of face masks. What did you find? No significant reduction in influenza transmission with the use of face masks. So what does the New England Journal of Medicine have to say about this? They say, we know, and this is back in May 21st, 2020, not even a month ago. We know, we don't believe, we don't think, we don't feel, we know that wearing a mask outside healthcare facilities offers little, if any, protection from infection. That is the documented testimony of the New England Journal of Medicine, the CDC, and the side of the very mask box, those same masks that the majority of Americans want to see implemented and required and mandated that everybody else wear. And what is the bottom line here, guys? The bottom line is influenza. So even though the majority in America are begging governments to create mask mandates, the historical precedent stands. The majority is almost always wrong. And if you find yourself on the side of the majority, maybe it's time to stand back, pause, and do some reflecting. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comment section below. If you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do it is to like this video and share it with everybody you know everywhere you can on social media. If you want to support the channel further, the links are in the description. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored, shadow banned, and now 100% demonetized video. We've seen some crazy crap happen in the past month that we never thought would happen in the United States of America. People fighting over toilet paper and disinfectant sprays, reports coming in from all over the place of empty store shelves, no meat, no chicken, no eggs, the rice is gone. The last thing you want to do is be at a store fighting over food with the rest of the lemmings. But you can sidestep all that by going to my website, preparewithhighimpactflix.com, where you can pick up a couple months worth of delicious, nutritious, 2,000 calorie a day food that can store for up to 25 years. The site is preparewithhighimpactflix.com, and I'll throw that in the description and in the pinned comment for you. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large crowds. It's better to have a food supply and not need it than to need it